Everybody. Welcome back to Smooth for Life podcast. And man, it's the third episode. Go ahead, clap it up.
Yes,
Sir.
third episode. Good job.
Third episode. Now, this episode, I feel like this episode is real special because not only this is family right here. I'm talking about this is family right here. I'm talking about whenever I was little and young, she used to take care of me and all. But I just want to introduce her and all. She was born in Darlington County and he was primarily born in Florence County. I'm
Yep,
sorry.
Darlington,
All right.
and then grew up in Florence, pretty much. A
Okay.
little bit of time in Virginia, like all of us in the
Mm-hmm.
family, most of us.
Right. Right. You attended school and graduated high school in Florence, right?
Right.
Florence County. She's a registered nurse, for 10 years. Let's clap it up for that. For 10
It,
years. She's
it does not seem that long, but yeah.
she she's the mother of a 7-year-old and currently practicing nursing manager.
Yes.
All right. So let's give it up for Felicia. Yeah, 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 yeah. So with this podcast, we talk about people's experiences and all, and currently where they at and currently where they're trying to head to. And
Right.
so the first question that I got in mind is how was your childhood and how did it inspire you becoming
Right.
a nurse?
Right. So I remember, like, I guess I always had medical vibes within me. Like, I remember being in first grade, I think first grade or kindergarten, and you know how they ask the typical questions. Yeah, what do you want to be when you grow up? And at the
Mhm,
time, I didn't know the name of it, so I told the teacher, I was like, I want to be one of the people that ride on the ambulance and help people, and it was like a paramedic.
mhm,
So that was my first little notion or taste of like knowing or feeling like I even wanted to do something medical. Um, and just it grew from there. In high school, doing shadowing opportunities, I selected nursing, like when we were able to have some career experiences, trying to figure out, of course, you're about to graduate high school, what do you want to do when
mhm,
you graduate from high school? So I always felt like I wanted to be a nurse. At one point I wanted to be a dentist, right?
mhm,
I went to Francis Marion for pre-dental and everything, but I got a little discouraged because I felt like my grades weren't as competitive as they would have needed to be um,
mhm,
to apply to dental school. And so I kind of fell back from that and I switched it to nursing. And then again, I got discouraged just with grades and stuff like that. Not that I couldn't do the work. I don't think I was really like applying myself like I should have. So I took a little spin. I said, okay, well, I can still get my foot in the door with dental. Let me do dental assistant. It's a quick little course, a year long,
mhm,
and I can be out and I can be working. So I did
mhm,
that. But nursing was still like my passion. It was still something that I felt strongly that I wanted to do. So I did dental assistant for about maybe 6 years or so. And kind of like on the end of my dental career, I was in nursing school. So I was like working in the dental clinic and working as a nurse extern at the hospital. So whenever I would get out of class, nursing school class, sometimes I would go work on the weekends in the dentist office, or I would
mhm,
go work at the hospital as a nurse extern. And I wanted to, it just so happened that someone that I worked with in dentistry had a family member that worked at the hospital who was a nurse also, and they were looking for a nurse extern. So she put in a word for me or whatever. I did the interview and I got the position, and that was how I got my foot in the door at the
mhm,
hospital in the first place. Um, but I just really enjoy taking care of people, um,
mhm,
seeing people improve or seeing it. It's a different feeling or a different vibe when you see a person at their worst and then you can help them, of course, along with the provider and whatever things the doctor orders. But you can help them go from being at their worst to
Mm-hmm.
improving and leaving the hospital or the medical facility or wherever in a different state that's different from when they initially came. And honestly, no shade to doctors, they're great. We need them. But like the nurse is the middleman. The nurse is the
Mm-hmm.
middle person. Like the nurse spends the most time with the patient. Like the nurse advocates on the patient's behalf. So I enjoy being able to be in that role and be in that position to help people advocate for themselves and for people who are not strong enough or have the voice enough to advocate for themselves medically. Like that's why I'm there. I enjoy doing that and standing up for my patients.
That's good. That's good. And just to speak on when you was saying like you was getting discouraged and all, I know sometimes I feel that way. Just everything that I'm doing now, and
Mhm.
I feel like I get frustrated. I want to give up sometimes, but it's like if I give up now, then what I started for. So
Exactly.
yeah, I just don't feel like it.
Exactly.
Another
And one thing
question.
oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, no, no. Go ahead. What you about to say?
I was just going to say one thing that I learned also, like in our different life endeavors, like we do get discouraged. Sometimes we
Mm-hmm.
feel like, well, what am I doing this for? Or I don't think I could do this anymore. Like I'm going to stop. But what I learned
Mm-hmm.
is whether we push forward and push ourselves through it or not, that time is going to pass anyway. So make the
Right,
time,
right, right,
don't tap out,
right.
and you could be like a year away from achieving what it is that you're trying to do. But whether you're working on your goal or not, that year time is still going to pass. So make it worth the while.
Right, right, right. So that comes into my next question, and like, what kept you motivated, and what kept you really like pushing yourself, and even when you felt discouraged or you felt like frustrated and you want to just give up and throw it in the towel.
Right. Um, Looking and remembering things that I saw my mom experience while I was growing up, while she was taking care of my sister and I, and just thinking about different things that I have witnessed as a child in general, um, and just different life experiences. Like people think kids don't they think kids don't know anything, but we see a lot. We don't say a lot, of course,
Mm-hmm.
because we don't have
Mm-hmm.
that space to be able to say a lot or always speak our mind freely the way that we want to. But kids are always
Mm-hmm.
in observation mode. And I was always in observation mode. And I just what gave me the extra push, I felt like everything that my mother went through to raise me and my sister, like I can't be out here flaking and failing because it would make me feel like everything that she went through to give us the best was for nothing. Like
Mm-hmm.
all the situations that she faced and all the life obstacles that she faced to and that she overcame to help put herself in a better place and to help put her children in a better place. If I get out here in the world and I'm flaking, I'm failing, like I don't make anything of myself, then everything that she did was in vain, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm. That's
Yeah.
good. That's good right there. And this is speak on kids. You is a mother of a 7 year
Hmm.
old, and
Yeah.
I just want to speak on that. And like, how is it like being a nurse and a mother affects your personal and career life at the same time?
It's hard at times. Um, you really have to learn the work in life balance. When I first became a like when I originally became a nurse, um, I was working nights and excuse me, little person. I was working nights and like when I found out that I was gonna have a baby, I was like, I can't stay on any I'm not working anybody's night shift and I have a newborn at home. Like there were different ways that I wanted to be there for my child. So I had to make some career decisions. Before she even came like into the world, when I was carrying her, I was already having to make work life balance and career decisions when it came to her. And there are times and there have been instances where I have felt, some mom guilt at times because I feel like in certain areas and certain avenues and things in her life, like I wanted to be there more, or I wanted to have more access or more of the opportunity to be there. But,
Mhm.
in healthcare, it doesn't stop. It's 24/7, 365.
Mhm.
And I don't at all regret like what I do for a living. But there have been moments of mom guilt. Like sometimes I wish that I was in a position where I could be a stay-at-home mom so I could have more time with
Mhm.
I would have issues or guilt issues like with me putting her in daycare. I'm like, I drop my baby off at 7:30 in the morning. And if I don't make it back to pick her up till like 4:30, 5 o'clock, sometimes 5:30, like she just spent the majority of her day with other people. And then we got 4 hours at the max, possibly once we get home to do bath time, to cook dinner, and then it's time to go to bed and we get back up and do it all over again. So those that like the daycare, like having her in daycare and the stuff like that, that was my biggest mom guilt error. Like even though kids are resilient and
Mhm.
they don't really like they just be happy to be around other kids and play and they don't care. But yeah, sometimes I felt like I was doing her a disservice, dropping her off, having to drop her off and leave her. And she spent all day with other people and then we get home in the evening and we only have like 4 hours of time. And I did the math one day. I was like, I spent 40 hours or some possibly more per week at work, and I get like 20 hours a week if we stretch it.
Mhm.
I get 20 hours a week to be mom, to do what I have to do at home. And I don't like that all the time. I wish it could be the other way around. Let me get 40 hours to be mom and everything else, and let me be able to put 20 hours to work. But it is what it is.
Speak on that though. Like why is that? Like why you don't like that?
I don't like it because again, I felt that it was pulling me away. I felt like milestones and things like that. Like I'm big on being a mom. Like if it's one thing, I feel like if I didn't do anything else right in life, or if I didn't make any other great achievement in life, like being a
Mhm.
mom is on the top of the list for me. And I take that seriously. Like I
Mhm.
take being a mom seriously. Um and when I can't, when I feel like I can't fulfill that or I'm not fulfilling that at my best, I don't like that feeling. And
Mhm.
as being a mom, I felt like being away from my child for so many odd hours that I wasn't being the best mom at times that I could be compared to, and
Mhm.
I know I shouldn't compare, but I did have a bad habit of comparing myself to others, compared to other people that I knew who were able to be home with their kids. Um,
Mhm.
they financially were in a situation where they could stay home with their kid, even staying home with their kid for a year is
Mhm.
better than not being able to stay home with them at all. Um, I went back to work 6 weeks after my baby was 6 weeks old when I went back to work. I ain't like that.
Oh,
But financially, in a financial type situation, I'm like, if I don't go back to work, we're not gonna have anything.
right, right.
Like I got to keep a roof over our head. I got to be able to take care of her. I got to be able to provide for her. I got to be able to provide a safe place for her as a child and a safe place for me. Um So like I feel like to this day I still have my mixed feelings. Like that's an area I felt like I failed in, having to go back to work so quickly. Um, but that's just because again, I take being a mom extremely serious because these kids didn't ask to be here.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like God, yes, Casey, thank you. And I feel like God gave us these children, and it's our responsibility to provide the best for them and to give them a good life. Because at the end of the day, yes, she's my baby, but she was God's baby before she was my baby, and she still
Mm-hmm.
is God's baby. So while she
Mm-hmm.
here on this earth and in my care, I got to give her the best, hands down. Like,
That's good though. That's good for real, for real. And next question I wanted to get into is like, how do you like entwine your personal and career life together? And just going through everything you just said just now, like how you entwine that together.
yeah. Um, it's hard at times. It is because especially since I'm in a management role now, like I feel like management is 24/7 as well. Even after hours, if your team has to reach you or if something comes up, like you have to be available. Um, I got to a point where work was like work was really taking over and I had to learn to separate the two. So I would come home in the afternoons and put my phone on do not disturb so that I could not get any interruptions outside of, my allowed people on my list. But that was one way that I had to redirect and reshift and bring myself back to reality and finding that work and life balance.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes you just have to disconnect. Yes, I want to be the best employee that I can be, but also like I got to take care of myself too. At the end of the day, our jobs will replace us. We're
Mm.
replaceable. We're expendable to our jobs. We are replaceable.
Right, right.
We're replaceable. But if something were to happen to me or any of us, our family can't replace us. Like once
Mm-hmm.
we're gone, we're gone. And God forbid we're working on our jobs and something happens to us, they gonna replace us. 2 weeks,
Mm-hmm.
maybe less than 2 weeks. Our position gonna be posted, and they gonna clean our little area out and get all of our
Mm-hmm.
stuff out and let our family come pick up our belongings and put somebody else in the spot because it's a business and business still has to run at the end of the day,
Right.
right? So
Mm-hmm.
I started thinking about it that way as well. And like honestly, I feel like honestly, this year and maybe late last year, I really been trying to learn how to pour into myself more. So that means work and life balance as well. Learning how
Mm-hmm.
to pour into myself more. Like I feel like I ran off of an empty cup for a long time, for a very
Mm-hmm.
long time. And I said that this year would be the year that I like refilled my cup, make
Mm-hmm.
different decisions and just make it about me. Yeah. Make it
I
being
like
really selfish about myself. I said I was gonna be
right.
really selfish about myself this year. So I really been tuning and leaning into that, being selfish about myself because I am irreplaceable at the end of the day. And if something happens to me, what
Mm-hmm.
happens to my baby? I got to keep myself together and in check
Mm-hmm.
so I can be here for her as long as God want me to be here for her. So I hope that answered your question. I feel like I went off on a different tangent,
Nah,
but
nah, nah. It did. It did. It did. But just to speak on that, because you just dang, it's raining outside. I'm gonna go to the gym now. Think. What I'm gonna do?
start, but nigga, I ain't gon' never stop. You want me to fall, but nigga, I ain't gon' never fall. I see you seeing bullshit, man, I ain't going in, breaking anyway, and check the balance on my shoulder.
Buying more than a sports drink.
Saying that, you said you had to be selfish for yourself. I
Mhm.
know that's gonna help a lot of people, and so I want you just to speak on that, like what you mean, like be selfish to yourself, and not
Yeah.
even caring about like what others think and like how they feel about you, and speak on that.
Yeah. I think if a lot of us do an internal study of ourselves, or if we could just sit back and watch ourselves like on a video or whatever, if we could just watch ourselves through life, a lot of us have boundary issues. We have boundary issues, issues with setting boundaries with other people, um, realizing our boundaries that other people may have set for us that maybe we have stepped over at times. But we have boundary issues. And once I started learning and reading, I read a book, and I'll share it with you in a little. I'll send you a picture of it later, but it's been a great book. But I read a book about boundaries, and it talks about how to set boundaries and setting boundaries. And it tells you about the type of person that you are. If you don't set boundaries, it addresses things that we experience in our childhood that cause us to not have boundaries, to be oblivious to certain boundaries that we need to set, and letting people, walk over us or whatever the case may be. We have boundary issues. And once I realized that I have boundary issues and that I needed to find a voice for myself, first of all, um, and start establishing my boundaries, that really set in stone the process for me of being selfish about
Mm-hmm.
myself. It's okay to tell people no. A lot of times we feel like we're doing things for people to be nice, or we're trying to help someone, we're trying to make another person better, or just anything. We're just trying to look out for people, or just trying to be we're trying to be the best person that we can be, that we feel like we need to be to other people. And sometimes we lose sight of lines that need to be drawn. And when a person starts to realize the lines that needs to be drawn, the boundaries that need to be set, you can start tuning in and focusing more on being selfish about yourself. Because at the end of the day, when it's just us and we're in our mind and we're in our thoughts, we got to be able to lift ourselves up. And if we're empty and if we're not selfish about the things that pertain to us, we don't have anything to lift ourselves up with at the end of the day. And if we're so busy pouring into everybody else and giving to everybody else and letting everybody else have their way, we don't have anything left to give ourselves at the end.
Mm.
So I had to learn and really push to be selfish and learn it's okay to tell people no. Everybody's not gonna is not going to like the answer no, but it's okay to tell
Mm-hmm.
people no. And
Mm.
everybody doesn't deserve our time either. Everybody doesn't deserve our time, like, and we're allowed to tell people no. Like
Mm-hmm.
even in the book, it talks about it labels us, or it explains to you the type of person that you are, or why you set boundaries a certain way, or like one of the things that I discovered about myself was like I want everybody else to be happy. I want everybody around me to be happy. So I put a lot of my wants and my needs and and things of that nature on the back burner, so I can be a servant to others, like being a servant leader, or being a servant person. That doesn't work. You burn yourself out. You burn yourself
Mm-hmm.
out. And when
Mm-hmm.
you have nothing else left to give, you burn yourself out. And who's going to pick you up when you burn yourself out? Besides God. Besides God. And I've been there too. Like that's why I know people say a lot of things to stay away from conversation wise. It's like politics and religion and things of that nature, which I don't get into a lot of those conversations with people. But for all the naysayers and people that feel how they feel, and people that don't believe in God or don't believe in the Bible, like I don't believe in God because other people told me. to believe in God. I believe in God because of the personal experiences that I have had with Him. And I know that I have been in some places mentally where nobody, no person here on this earth could pick me up out of those spaces. Like it was nobody but God. So that's what I mean when I say be selfish. Like love on yourself and feel good, and feel good about loving on yourself. Feel happy about loving on yourself, and don't let anybody make you feel bad for
Mm-hmm.
time
Mm-hmm.
and attention into yourself and loving on yourself. Because how can we expect someone else to treat us the way that we're supposed to be treated or give us the things that we need if we don't even know what we're supposed to give ourselves in the first place? A lot of us make that mistake too. We don't know how to love ourselves, but we expect for somebody else to love us a certain way when we haven't even fully, um, fully understood the proper way that we need to love ourselves as an individual.
Mm-hmm.
So
Man, you throwing a lot of good gems. I say that. You throwing a lot of good gems. The next question I wanted to get into, and I don't know too many. Well, really, I don't. You the only RN that I really know like that,
mhm.
and but I want to know like how does social media play a role as being an RN? How does social media play a role into that?
I'm gonna be real with you. At one point, when it came to being an RN, I had to get off of social media straight up because remember I said earlier at one point I had a little issue with comparing myself to other people, and
Mm-hmm.
I would look at my peers and all of us that graduated nursing school together, and I would see like this person is doing so great, or this person is doing that, or man,
Mm-hmm.
person looks like they're in this situation like financially, or they're able to like you I mean, people think nurses rich. We are alright, but the more money you make, the bigger the bills get. But I would
Keep
see
it
my
real.
I would see my peers doing things and I would feel like, hey, I'm a nurse. I should be able to do that stuff too. Why can't I do it? Like, why isn't my life flowing like that? Like, I get out here, I work hard, I do what I'm supposed to do, like within
Mm-hmm.
my career. Like, how does this person that I graduated with, how are they elevated all the way up here? And I still feel like I'm down here at the end of the day.
Mm-hmm.
So straight up, I had to get off social media for a little bit, like, because I really was comparing myself real heavy and um measuring my accolades against the timeline of what other people were doing. And I had to learn and realize that everything, number one, is in its own accord, according to when God wants it to happen for us within our lives. And social media is a mirror. People gonna put their representative up there. They put
Mm-hmm.
their representative. It's not always the real. They put the good stuff up there. They don't put the bad stuff up there. Whoever really puts the bad stuff up there, unless it's some drama or something. But
Mm-hmm.
everybody always puts the good stuff up there, the best up there. And I had to start thinking and realizing, I don't know what this person did to get what they got. I
Mm-hmm.
don't know where their blessings coming from. We might not be serving the same God.
Mm-hmm.
Feel like so, and that everything that looks good or everything that somebody else has that looks good might not always be good. So I really, when it comes to being a RN or being a nurse and dealing with social media, I really had to take a step back a little bit. But also, I found other areas within social media and being a nurse that were helpful, like nurse business pages, pages where
Mm-hmm.
nurses like starting businesses, a group of black nurses, like nurses that look like me, and nurses that starting their own businesses where they don't have to always go punch somebody clock for 12 hours or 8 hours, like, and they still making money. So I found some ways and some areas for it to be inspirational as well, um and informational. So,
Mm-hmm.
but real talk, I definitely had to come up off of social media for a little while because I was doing a lot of comparing of myself as a nurse to other nurses. So,
That's good,
some people
though. That's
won't admit
good.
that. A lot
Cause
of people won't admit that, but I'm not scared
mm-hmm.
to admit that because I always know like I want the best for myself and like I want the best of the best for myself, and I don't feel like God just put us here to just work, pay bills, and die. No,
Mm-hmm.
He wants
Mm-hmm.
us to enjoy the fruits of our labor, and He wants us to be blessed and live in abundance. So if you a nurse and I felt like I was a nurse and like, dang, but I'm still out here. I feel like I'm still out here struggling. But these other nurses look like, they got it together or like the money is good.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I had to back up off of social media for a little bit.
That's good, though. That's good. That's good. I know. Just me being on social media, like long, long time ago, and that same feeling that you was getting, I was getting the same thing, and just watching other people in their lives, like, dang, they living good. I want to live good too, but I don't want.
Yeah.
But like you said, you don't know what they did to get to that point in their lives, and you don't know what God they serving. So if they
Right,
ain't serving the same God, it's like, why am I looking at that person for? And I
right,
don't know what they
exactly,
did to get there. So
right,
yeah, yeah.
exactly. Can you hold one
Yeah.
second for me? I just gotta turn the pot off. Sorry.
Go ahead. Go ahead. Anytime.
Okay, I'm back. Sorry.
All right. The next question I wanted to get into is where do you see yourself as an RN in the next 5 or 10 years? Matter of fact, this not even an RN, your personal life too. As an
Mhm.
RN and your personal life, where do you see yourself in the next 5 years? Like, where do you see your mindset? It's every aspect in your life. Where do you see all that at?
Yeah. Career wise, I do have like thoughts and goals of I do want to do like a CNA school or something. Um, and maybe an agency. I would like some medical based businesses, like, that could work for me. And I could just have that residual income, but still being able to have my hands in the pot and doing what I love to do, but just on my own time, on my own accord, or whatever. Individual wise, um, I want to continue to grow and love on myself and keep the message at the forefront of like that happiness is the standard and happiness is the standard by any means necessary.
Mm-hmm.
um like just make happiness the standard by any means necessary. So like that's the journey I'm trying to be on over the next couple of years. Like just doing whatever it takes to make sure that I'm happy and that people attached to me are happy as well. Like not on no people pleasing type vibes, but if I'm my best self and if I'm happy and I'm my best self, then everybody else that's around me and connected to me, they're gonna benefit from it. Um of course being a homeowner and just different things like that, different little life goals. um Paying off debt, like just being debt free. Like I just want an easy life, easy life,
Right,
easy
right.
life. Like I want to continue to grow in my career. I said I'm not gonna go back to school right now. I ain't feeling like going back to school, but who knows, that might change. I might go back for
Mm-hmm.
to do some other things. Like I wouldn't mind teaching a little bit too, um, as a nurse,
Mm,
being a nurse educator. So I definitely would like that. And I always said I wanted like a holistic CNA school, like
mm-hmm,
so I could have a like put a group of CNAs or caregivers out into the community that knows how to help their patients other ways outside of just the typical medical way. Maybe we need to do some aromatherapy for this patient. Maybe we need to do
mm-hmm,
like, some other type of stimulation or whatever other avenues for this patient besides just a medicinal route.
mm-hmm.
Different things to make the patient feel better mentally. Um, Setting up their environment. I do believe the environment, the care environment plays a role like in how the patient heals, in my opinion.
Mhm,
Um,
mhm,
so as good as the environment is and as how healthy and wholesome the environment is, like it does affect your patient's experience. So yeah. I hope I answered your
Look.
question. I feel like I've been like all over the place because I got a bunch of stuff in my mind like that I want to do, like, and it's one thing at a time, one step at a time.
Mhm,
Sometimes I get ahead of myself and I do want stuff done like right away, but I'm learning to be patient in that avenue as well, like one step at a time, and that
mhm,
everything is going to happen when it's supposed to happen. Jeremiah 29,
mhm.
because God knows the plans that he has for us and he want to see us prosper and everything else. So just got to let it flow according to
Got
his
to.
will.
Mhm,
According to
mhm,
his will. For I know the plans I have for you. God know all the plans.
mhm.
So I could be saying right now something that I want to do. And he might be like, ha, yeah, but nah, we're not doing that. This instead. You're gonna take this route instead. But
Mhm.
I just want to continue like growing as an individual, continue growing spiritually, continue learning how to be the best version of myself and loving on myself better, continuing to love on myself and be selfish about me. Um yeah.
That's good. That's good. And I just want to mention you answering all the questions, and so don't feel like you going off
Gotcha.
course. You answering all the questions,
Gotcha.
and because this is good. I'm not gonna lie to you, and
Yeah.
everything, and but we coming up to 35 minutes right now.
35 minutes.
35 minutes right now. So I
35.
have, yup. I have another segment of mine, and you like playing games, ain't it? Depends on the
Sometimes
game.
it depends on the game. But
Okay,
all
okay.
right, we can play a game.
This I couldn't find the name for it, but it took me long to find a name, and I finally came with a name with the game. The game is called Think Before You Speak.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, I'm gonna. All right. Basically, what we're gonna do is I will ask you some questions. For example, it might be like for cake or ice cream, or I might throw you a riddle, just any type of question and all, and you pick this or you answer the riddle, and you just explain like why you picked this one. That's
Mm-hmm.
just basically it. That's basically
Gotcha.
it of the game. So first question I'm gonna ask you: diamonds or pearls?
Pearls. Pearls.
Why
Pearls.
you hesitated?
Because I had to think for a second, like, because diamonds are made under pressure and stuff like that.
Right, right.
But then I thought about how pearls are formed too, and I would pick a pearl
Pearl.
because they have a little thing that just gets into the shell and it's an irritant.
Mm-hmm.
And instead
Mm-hmm.
of allowing it to continue to be an irritant, they coat it and they coat it and coat it and coat it, and it turns into this beautiful thing. They add layers of beauty to it, like layers of coating to it, and it becomes beautiful
Right,
based off
right,
of
right.
one little irritant. So that's why I picked pearl.
I don't know how some people gonna feel about that, but all right. Favorite holiday?
Christmas, by far.
Ooh, why
Christmas.
Christmas?
Christmas. I love like everybody is always in a better mood.
Mm-hmm.
They're in that Christmas spirit. Everything is just it just seems like that's the best time of the year. It's so cozy and loving,
Mm-hmm.
and everybody feels happy, even if they're not
Mm-hmm.
usually happy for the most part of the year or whatever. They might be grumpy or whatever the case may be. I just love Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
I'm 36 years old. I still love Christmas lights. I'll ride and go look at some Christmas lights. Like, it's fine.
Right.
Like,
Right.
Christmas, and of course, it's Jesus's birthday. That's the
Mm-hmm.
biggest reason for the season. But I love all the
Mm-hmm.
opportunities that come along with it as well. I love giving gifts. I love giving to other people. So I find joy in giving things to people, not just at Christmas, all year, really. Like, I'm that person that buys something for somebody, and I have to fight myself so hard to hold it, to be like, look what I got you, look what I got you. Like, it's hard to wait until the day the gift is supposed to be given. But I just love seeing people happy. I love the look on people's faces at Christmas when they're opening gifts and things that they were blessed with. So I love Christmas. I love Christmas.
I guess I'm that the N word because I love Thanksgiving.
I love Thanksgiving too, but if I had to pick, if it could be a certain holiday all the time, it would be Christmas. It would be Christmas.
Hmm.
It would be Christmas. I just think it's beautiful. Yeah,
So since you said Christmas, what is your favorite season?
I like the fall.
You like the fall?
Yeah, I like when the leaves change colors and it's not too hot, it's not too cold,
Mm, yeah,
and
yeah.
like I love fall. Spring, it still be raining and trying to the weather be trying to figure out what it's doing. It still be cold. Like, you
Don't
don't
forget
know,
about the pilot.
right? You don't know if you gotta wear shorts or you gotta put
Hmm.
on a whole winter outfit the next day. Like, we in
Right.
April and it's still cold right now.
Yes. It's
And
cold
then
today.
it's just too hot in the summer. I
Too
like the
hot.
fall. All the colors. The colors are beautiful. The scenery is beautiful. God's creation is beautiful in the fall.
Hmm.
Like, I just love fall vibes also.
Yeah, the summer for me, the buzz. I can't stand the buzz for the summer. Yeah.
Facts. Big
Mosquitoes.
mosquitoes and aggravating flies. Like,
Yes.
yeah.
It's aggravating. All right. Now this next one I'm about to ask you. If you say what I think you're gonna say, I'm just gonna ask you. Cake or pie? Cake or pie? Cake or pie?
Cake.
Oh my god. She said cake.
Cake.
You
Cake.
said cake?
Although I love sweet potato pie. That's my favorite kind of pie, hands down, sweet potato.
So
But cake, you could do so much with cake. There's so many different avenues of cake. Like, you want pound cake, or do you want red velvet cake? Do you want chocolate cake? Do you want a confetti cake? I don't know. You can do so much different stuff with cake. You have so many different avenues. Like, with cake, you want cake pops, you want cupcakes. Like, with pie, like, that's if I could eat sweet potato pie all year long, all the time, like, that'll be my thing. But other pies outside of sweet potato pie, I'm not really like a fan of. I don't like pumpkin pie, I don't like pecan pie, like coconut pies, none of that. I don't know. So I feel like you have more options and variety with cake.
right. I can't stand coconut in general. It's nasty. But
Your auntie love coconut pies. My mama love
I don't
coconut
understand why. I don't
pies.
understand why.
Like, yeah, I'm cool off of it though.
So I got a riddle for you, and
Hmm.
it's a tricky riddle, but here we go. What's 5 letters? What's hold on? What 5 letter word type in all caps letters can be read the same upside down? You want me to read again for you?
Hmm.
What 5 letter type in all cap letters can be read the same upside down? You want me to
Hmm.
read it again one more time?
I'm going. Let me see. No, that's 4
You
letters.
get 3 tries. You get
Smile.
3. You said mile?
Smile.
Oh, smile. No, not
Yeah.
smile. Mm.
Okay. Um, heart. I'm guessing. I'm just throwing guesses out here.
Not hard.
Okay, I got one more guess. One more guess. Give me a
Good
hint.
one. So give you a hint.
Mm-hmm.
I gotta watch out for what I say. You know, the world is sensitive now. Matter of fact, I'm just gonna say it.
I was go ahead.
Huh?
Go ahead.
Um, it's something. No, we can do it. Some of us can't do it though.
Mm-hmm.
Us.
Gotcha. Nope, that ain't it. I don't know. I'm just gonna throw a guess out here. Um,
Just
and it's
hold on. Before you say it, just think real hard though.
mm-hmm.
I'm gonna say this. Wet. I'm gonna say that. That's another hit. Wet.
Okay. I mean, I'm thinking of a word, but I'm short a letter. I'm gonna throw swim out there. Um,
That's it.
oh, that was it. Oh,
That's it. That's it. That's it.
cool.
That's it.
That
That's
I was
it right
like,
there. You weren't too sure about it.
yeah, yeah.
What gave it away?
Cause again, all of us can't do that. That's why we be
That's
on the
right.
side at
Right, right,
some of our counterparts events and stuff, and we be
right.
like, nah, I don't do water.
Nah, I don't
I
do
don't do
all
water.
that.
Yeah, I don't do that. That's
I
a
don't do
goal of
all that.
mine to learn how to
Mine's
swim.
too.
But yeah, real quick, be like, nah, I just put my feet in, but I ain't getting in there like that. Like, yeah. Oh, you say go to the beach? We staying on the boat or we sitting on the dock? Cause I'm not getting. Mm-mm. Yeah.
Yeah, I ain't about to do all that. So you got time for one more? One more? Ready?
Yeah. Sure.
Okay, okay. All right. So this one, I wouldn't say it's tricky and all, but you probably get it when once you hear. So it goes, I am an odd number. Take away a letter, I become even. What number am I? You need me
I'm
to
an
do it
odd
again?
number. I'm an odd number. Take away a letter, and I become even.
What number
Um.
am I? Think about all the numbers.
Yep. I'm thinking.
That's I.
Hmm. I don't know.
You ain't gonna take a guess? Take a guess.
Take away
Just take a
a
guess.
letter, and I become even.
What number am I?
I mean, okay, because I feel like I can make it anything, because like it could be the number one, right? And if we take a
Mhm.
E off of the word one, then it becomes a 2-letter word, right? And it's even. But I think I'm overthinking it. Okay. Uh
Wait, was
um,
it was that one of your answers though? You
that was
said
one of my
one?
answers. Yeah.
Okay,
One was
okay,
an answer.
okay.
Um um okay, odd numbers.
Number.
7, 9, 13. Oh, I'm just gonna throw something else out there. 9. I don't know.
You said
I'm
9.
yeah,
I'm gonna
I'm
give you.
throwing stuff out here now.
I'm gonna give you one more try. Just one more try.
Um, 21? No, let's guess.
All right. I'm read it out
Go
again
ahead.
and then give you the answer.
Cool.
So
Yeah.
I am an odd number. You take away a letter, I become even. What number am I? So when you think of the number 7, you
Mm-hmm.
take away the S. What you
Mm-hmm.
get?
That's crazy. Well, why I thought about the number 7, but I wasn't taking away the S. I was taking away numbers, I mean letters at the end of the word. All right.
Right, right. That's a good one. That's a good one. It
That
got
was
me the first time too.
that was a good one.
It got me the
Fact.
first time too. So now that was a good game. That was a good one. We
Yeah.
coming up. We coming up to the end, and
Okay.
now, so if you any RNs that's coming up now and up, right? You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? They trying, they motivated, they determined, they ambitious to become an RN and all. What advice could you give to an RN that's coming up right now? Like that's in college or
Mhm.
not even in college, in high school trying to pursue career to
Yeah.
become an RN. What advice would you give them?
Make sure, like, if you want to be an RN, that you're doing that it's a work of, like, I really feel like being a nurse is a work of the heart. A lot of people look at the money perspective, or they think, oh, well, if I go be a nurse, I'm going to make a lot of money. But if you do it for just the money, you're going to burn out. You're going to get tired of it. Um, like you're gonna be ready to quit. You won't have any motivation to keep going when it's tough, when it's hard, when the shift is tough, when the job isn't the best job, when the rest of the team like isn't pulling their weight, when you don't feel appreciated. Like you're gonna want to quit. But if you're doing it because you genuinely have a love for people and you genuinely want to take care of people and you're doing it from your heart, like you'll never get tired of it. Will you have your days where it's hard? Yeah, absolutely. But you'll never get tired of it. You won't burn out because you're literally doing it from your heart. So don't do it for the money. Don't do it because it looks cool. Don't do it because everybody else is doing it. Like nursing is a work of heart. So if that's the route and the avenue that you want to take, like you really have to keep that in mind. And having the heart to do it is what's going to keep you going in the times when you feel like you just want to throw in the towel and quit and be like, you know what, whatever, I'm gonna find another career. But nah, if you're really doing it because it's your heart's work, it is you're gonna stay. It can be a very rewarding career for you if you're doing it for the right reason. So just make sure you're doing it for the right reason.
Man, that's good. That's good. I just got one more, this one slight question left.
Hmm.
And what would you tell your trying to think of the age, uh, like where you wanted to pursue 15. What
Hmm.
would you tell your 15-year-old self?
Hmm. What I would tell my 15-year-old self is it is not your job to fix anybody, change anybody, um, be worried about how other people feel all the time. Like, I feel like I experience a lot of things and situations in life because I'm the fixer. I'm always trying to fix everything. I want to see everybody do better. I want to see people like put forth their best effort. I want to, like, you see things in people and sometimes you feel like people don't always see the good in themselves. I faced a lot of um life situations, letdowns, heartaches, being in bad, putting myself in bad places, um, from trying to fix everything. So what I would tell my 15-year-old self is it's not your job to fix anybody or anything. That's it. If you hold on to that, or if you have that mindset at an early age, like you'll save yourself a lot of trouble, in my opinion. You'll save yourself.
Mm-hmm.
I would have saved myself a lot of situations if I didn't feel like I had to fix everything, make everything be okay, make sure everybody else was good and straight. It's not your job to fix anybody.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, y'all, there we have it. I told y'all, man, if you ain't want to listen now, hey, it's family right here. So, I
Right.
mean, the episode was special. And once again, we was on the third episode, so I still got to just clap it up for that, man.
Yes.
I still got to clap it up for that and all. But this episode was good. It was good. I
I
feel
agree.
good. I
Yeah.
feel good.
I'm proud of
I
you, man. Like when you reached out and was like, would I be willing to do it? Absolutely. Absolutely. Um,
appreciate you.
we gotta have a good tribe behind us, and we gotta have a tribe that sees that sees what we're trying to do and what we can do and what we're
Mm-hmm.
capable of doing. And I like what you're doing. I like how you're getting out there. You're you're making a name for yourself. You have not I feel like sometimes people allow themselves to become a victim of their circumstances. I don't feel like you've allowed yourself to become a victim of any of the circumstances that you may have faced in life. We knew what the
Okay.
childhood was like. We knew we come on, we family. We know.
Yeah, we know.
Put out there, you know what I'm saying? But we know. We know.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Mm-hmm.
so I really appreciate that. And I really appreciate when I see our black people not allowing ourselves to be victims of our circumstances.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I love that for you, and I'm proud of you. I like the steps that you have taken. You in a completely different, like, whoever would have thought, like, producing videos and like
Right, right.
and all that stuff, like, and I love the route that you have taken. Very proud of you. Um, very, very proud of you. So keep doing great things. Keep paving the way, making a path for yourself. Um, yeah, great job.
Hey, man, I almost shed the tears just now. I
Great
ain't
job.
even gonna hold you.
Great job. Great
So
job.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Just the I know we're coming up to the end and all, but just to speak on that and everything, it's just I don't know. To me, it just seemed like for just being a black male in America, it's not easy. It's never easy being a black male, and
Right.
now these days it's like it's even much harder just even a black male
Hmm.
and just me just doing this and all. You know, I want people to hear other people's stories. You know, just to
Right.
motivate them to give them hope, just to keep going, keep pushing yourself, because like I said before, it's not easy being a black male. Sure, it ain't easy to being a black woman either in America.
It's
No.
not easy being black at all. It doesn't matter what we do, how many accomplishments we make, how many accolades we have, how many letters we have behind our name, how well we do in life. When they look at us, they still going to look at us and call us by what they see. They see a
Right.
black woman. They see a black man. They still, I feel like we're always fighting to show our worth. We're always
Mm-hmm.
fighting to show our worth. Um, you're right. It doesn't get easy. They still look at us as being less than,
Right.
honestly speaking. Absolutely. Yeah. I got
Right.
stories
Right.
about that too. Shoot.
But
Yeah,
trust believe you coming back. So
I'm ready. I will gladly come back. I will gladly come back for
'cause
sure.
we gonna need a part two. We're
Yeah,
gonna need a
I
part
will
two.
gladly come back. So
Right.
yeah,
Well, y'all, man, this was a good episode. I'm not even gonna sit here and hold you. And but Y'all know the saying, you know what we say every time we end the podcast. Day by day, to see a better day. Smooth for
Mm-hmm.
life. We out.
Peace.